AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, write a little message, let me know how you enjoyed or had an opinion and wanted to let me know what you thought. Or leave an idea for me to talk about because, I'd be interested to hear what you're interested in hearing about. And don't forget to put the hi. I always do, and I hate going back. So a lot of times I don't, whether I liked it or not. So put the high up, and then later on you can come over and you don't have to worry about it. That way, that's what I do, and that way I don't have to go back. I hate going back. Anyway, I saw a video on Apple phones, and it was a bunch of blah 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 blah, and most of these people that talk just seems to be that's all they're doing is talking. They really don't have any personal connection to any of the products. I see the one asshole that goes on there and he goes and shows you all these different phones, and the reality is that he claims he's an Apple fan. But it does not sound that way. I'm sorry. People that are fans of a product, they don't try to find reasons to put it down. That's just me. I don't know. That's up to you to think about and see if you feel the same way I do. In reality, I think it's silly. And I don't need to bring in all these other phones because I worked in a store that sold phones and all that kind of stuff. And from what I was seeing, they were replacing and replacing and replacing and replacing. And they were lucky. Their phone broke. So they were able to get the newest phone and replace what their older phone was. And me, I had the iPhone, the original, the one with the little back like this, the first. And I enjoyed my phone. I kept it through one, two, three, and drama went on in my life, and I decided, and they stopped upgrading the programming and everything on the phone. And reality is that phone, they could have kept on giving it the information that their old new phones now has into that one little phone. Then they came to this one, and that's the square little phone. It has its cover still from when I had it, and I used that one until the 6, and they had the 6 Plus, and it's a bigger phone. And that's what I'm looking in right now and recording with that one, doing all this with the 6. The 4 was started acting up. The first one, no problem, but they stopped upgrading it. The 4, I went to the new one because the drama started happening with it. It worked, but this one I purchased and I got the one with the biggest memory. The first one was a gift for my birthday. And it was the best. I kept it 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this one. And I purchased it myself with the biggest memory. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that one even better. But they were threatening not to upgrade any more upgrades on it and was going to make it hard to keep it. That's all on them. That's not on the product. The product was a great product. It's still better than all of the shit that they're putting out. And I mean it as shit, because that's all they are now. They can send me their new phone if they want to, with the biggest memory, because all that crap they have to put in it, it's going to eat up about half of its memory. But the reality is, this one is still better than their newest phone. Why? I never had one problem with it. Not one problem. Then they put out all these others. The problem was all on their side, not the phone. Them. Then I got this one. Then they started threatening not to, same as the other one. Threat, threat, threat again. So I got the 6. Now threat, threat, threat again. I didn't get the 8. I was going to, but mine still works. I don't see the purpose. If you want to stop sending the upgrades, I'll be happy. Why? Because the moment they did the 10S, not the 10, not the regular 10, there was no problem. They did the 10, no problem. But the moment they did the 10S, everybody's phone and their sister went to toilet. Not this one, because it's not getting any more upgrades. Not this one, because it's not getting any more upgrades. But everything that's still getting upgrades went to toilet. And what I mean is that Apple was in such a hurry to put a piece of garbage out into the world. And I'm serious, a piece of garbage. They push out the 10S with a faulty program. Not the 10 Max. That had a great program. So if you were smart enough to get the Max, you got a good product. My friend wanted to get a better phone. His keeps breaking. He had the I think it was the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. He even got the 8 for a second, but then I told him, if you're going to get one, you get the Max. Well, how about the R? No, that's a piece of garbage. It's the same thing as the 4. What do you mean it's a piece of garbage? Well, they put the same screen as the 4 onto the R. They're using the same system, everything. They just put it on a bigger screen. And they put a few more pixels. That's all. But it's still the same product. You're not getting better product for a high price. You're getting lower product for a high price. You got a bigger battery. You got some other sparklies. But in reality, you might as well just get the 4 if it was available. But don't upgrade it if you do. Why? Because they're going to give you the faulty programming of the 10. And the 10, not the 10, the first 10, the 10S. And that one, which this phone that I'm talking into now, is still having that problem. On and off. You try to charge it and it goes bloop, 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 and then it turns off. Then it goes again, bloop, 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 bloop. You go and see what it says. It says that it needs you to turn on the system so it can charge. And that all comes from the 10S, not the 10S Max. That one doesn't have the problem. And the regular 10 doesn't have the problem. But the 10S went and screwed everything all the way down. So if you upgraded, you're going to be sorry. And my system automatically upgrades itself. So it upgraded it and it's sorry. So if it doesn't hook up right, it'll go on until I open the screen, so it starts charging, and then it turns itself off, and it'll continue to charge right. And that's all because they were in a hurry to push that piece of garbage out. They were more interested in pushing out the 10R than doing the 10S right. They could have just made the 10S the 10 and not do anything but made a max, and they would have been no problem. You don't have to have the little extra to do this and that. The programming just fucked up everything. And that is why I look at my old phone, which I never had a problem with, and I upgraded it because they were already not making it connecting to the new system. They were not doing any more upgrades. That was all on them. Not because the phone was a bad phone. The phone could carry all that stupid programming that they're trying to say, oh no, you need this. No, you didn't. This was an empty shell that could carry everything that has. And if they want to prove it, they'll still prove themselves wrong. Why? Because the original product is a great product. Never had a problem with it. Didn't have that bloop, 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 bloop. You have to connect me up and have me on at the same time so I can charge. Never had that problem. I didn't have that problem with this one. That one's a better product. I never had any problems with this one. This one right away, they started their bullshit. And the one we're looking through, same thing. I'm staying with it. I don't see the purpose. Why? Because their mistake has already hit the phone. Why am I going to go pay for garbage? And then they say, oh, it's a better product. No, it's not. I don't care how you draw it. You're still a faulty picture. And that's true. They cannot prove that. They tell you we put this, better that. How is it better? It can't run old programs. If it can't run old programs, that means you're a piece of garbage. Old programs should be even easier. Why? Because it doesn't need all that finagle stuff in it to run. But the new phones cannot handle them. So that doesn't tell me anything, but you guys don't know how to make a decent program anymore. What's his name dies and you guys can't make a decent program. Can't make a decent phone. It's going to take you 2 to 3 years to put out a new phone because you're going to finally do what the original phone was done, how it was put together. Good product, strong product, straight, safe product. I dropped this and it didn't break. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I've never dropped it. And that's the thing. Never dropped it. Had no problem with it. Any of the other phones you drop, they break. Never dropped it. Never had a problem with it. All my friends drop their phones, shatter like glass. Shatter like glass. Those don't shatter like glass. We hear the new phone that's going to come out in 2 to 3 years will look like this. Not this small, but it'll have this shape so that you can stick the iPen next to it. I don't care. You should be doing that now, not the squareness. The iPen should have been available already, but nobody's forcing them to do what they should be doing. But the reality is that they're putting out shoddy product after shoddy product. And nobody's calling them out. And they're charging you the arm and a leg and a dick for the new stuff. Well, they can keep it. New ear, they can keep it. All of it. To me, I am not impressed. If you want to send it to me to try to impress me, go ahead. But in reality, you're still not impressing me at this point. I know that you don't need it. You're still laughing all the way to the back at the expense of all your customers. To the point where your customers won't be able to afford your product anymore. And you'll be sitting there in a big giant warehouse filled with product. But that's their business, not ours. We just have to finally learn to stick with the products we've already got and let them shove their new ones up their asses. Because the stuff they're building now does not compare to their first product. It doesn't. Well, what do you think? Let me know. Subscribe to my channel, put the hand up, leave me a message on what you think. You might think I'm completely wrong. That's fine. Let me know. When you can prove I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But so far, Apple has proved me right time and time again. And with the Apple TV, too. This new TV shows, they're stupid. But that's beside the point. Don't forget to put the hi, because I hate to go back and put it. I don't know, maybe you enjoy going back and doing that, but let me know what you think. But don't forget, AA, see you in church.